Hey. Gang, gang.
Welcome back.
I am Big Diesel.
And I'm Coach. Got a new name. New
Name
year.
change.
New name, new year.
Like Paul.
New year, new. That's actually a misconstruction.
Salt Paul.
So Paul actually did not change his name. This is not
No,
a
God changed it.
no. So I found this out recently as of last year. So his name technically was never changed. This is not a Bible channel, but if you know
We're Christians.
yeah. So you're gonna get a little bit of history
Just
real quick. So what I found out was that Paul, in his Greek name, I believe was Paul, either Greek or the Roman name was Paul, but because he was also Jewish, he was half Roman, half Jewish. So his Jewish name was Saul. So that's why when he started preaching more to the Gentiles, that's when they called him Paul.
Okay.
So his name actually never changed. It was just one was the Greek name and one was the Hebrew name.
The more you know.
The more you know.
See, this is why you listen to us.
Yeah.
We give some good stuff.
But that is not what we are talking about today.
Is it not?
No, we are.
What are we talking about?
We are talking about. We are talking about the Golden Globes.
They're golden.
They are very golden.
More like bronze.
I'd say brownish gold. Some of y'all get that.
Some of y'all.
But yeah, we are recapping
The Golden Globes, which was Ed's recording this last night.
Yep. Sunday. Yep. As we are recording this. So yes, it's probably the second biggest film award show that we have here in the States.
Yep.
Next to the Big O.
We need to do a video on talking about all of the awards.
We could. We probably should at some point. Yeah.
Put that in the bookmark.
Book that. Yeah. But right now we're just kind of gonna do a quick run through, or we're gonna do the big highlights, and then we can kind of go through the actual awards themselves, like who won, whatnot. Yeah. So just kind of a big overview. This was, I think, the 82nd awards. I'm not sure exactly, but they've been doing this for a while. So some of the big winners were Amelia Perez. It was a musical. For those who haven't heard of it, I think it's currently
That's
on
how
Netflix.
you pronounce it, right?
Amelia Perez.
Perez.
Yeah. So that
We
one.
want to make sure we get it right.
That one big. It won best musical or comedy. It won a couple other awards, but that was the really big one. The Brutalist, it won big as well. It won, I think, best drama.
I think we need to talk about a little bit to give these people some idea of what these things we're talking about.
Yeah. So the drama. So essentially, the two big categories are, well, at least for film. So you have best picture they separate the Best Picture awards. They have dramas in one category, and then they have musicals / comedies in another. Why they pair up musicals and comedies together, not really sure, but that's just how it's always been with this particular award show. So not everything is going to be lumped in the same pile as far as those awards. So I think they have 5 nominees for the musical / comedy, and then they have 5 nominees for drama. So, like I said, Amelia Perez, that won for musical / comedy, which it was musical. It went up against Wicked. A lot of people were assuming either Wicked was going to win, which that makes sense because it was probably the biggest musical of last year, one of the biggest movies of last year, especially late in the year. It's still really big.
We did a review on that, so go check it out.
Check it out. Missed it. And then Anora, that was also another film that a lot of people were saying that could possibly win. It was between Wicked and Anora for that particular category.
Okay.
So Emilia Perez was kind of surprising for certain people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to win at the Oscars because it's a different voting body for the Golden Globe. So certain awards are good predictors, but not necessarily. You never really know how it's gonna pan out. They still have to announce the nominees for the Oscars. There's probably going to be a lot of overlap in terms of the nominees, but that doesn't necessarily mean across the board it'll be the same.
Yeah.
So, The Brutalist, it won Best Drama. I'm forgetting some of the other nominees. I think Nickel Boys was in drama category. I think Dune Part 2, I think was also in that category if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But yeah, that was a...
Dune got nothing.
Dune won nothing. Gladiator 2 won nothing. Yeah, that one was...
But Denzel should have gotten something.
I think Denzel was deserving, even though I did not see everybody in that category, but just based off of what I did see, I definitely felt like Denzel was
He
deserving.
still did a good job, even though
Yeah.
I feel like his character could have been written better.
Yeah, I
We
think...
did a review, go check it out.
Go check it out. So we also got... as far as other awards, there were more international winners this year. I forgot the name of the actress who won for Best Drama, but she won for the movie I'm Not Here. Which was cool about that was, which I found out during the award show, her mother was nominated for the same award. So she's the first Brazilian actress to win. I'm not sure if her mom won, but I know her mom was nominated because they showed that yesterday. So that was pretty cool that she's only the second actress to be nominated and her mom was the first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
for that award. Yeah.
That's
So, a lot of international winners. So they're saying like there's probably going to be an influx in terms of more international things winning this year. Well, this year there was more, and then that may be a predictor for what may win more in the future.
Yeah.
Shogun won a lot of awards. That's continuing to win. It won a lot of Emmys. It won a lot.
Still gotta
tonight.
watch that.
Yes, same here. Other winners, Sebastian Stan, he won.
The GOAT, man. The Winter Soldier, Bucky.
Yep.
Played.
Colin Farrell, he won as well.
Which movie did he get?
Who?
Was it for?
No, Colin Farrell won for Penguin.
No.
Oh,
I
for
know that.
my bad. Sebastian Stan won for A Different Man,
Oh, so not The Apprentice.
not The Apprentice. It's funny because in his acceptance speech he talked about that role as well. He just mentioned it as far as like him being in these difficult movies or being in these difficult roles that he had to play. He was appreciative, but he was just saying that it's hard work. Like it's hard, being in certain roles. So, yeah.
I'm glad that Sebastian Stan, I feel like and we'll talk about this another time, but I feel like he could be written better as far as in the MCU goes.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
and he's kind of always a side character, so it's good he got a Golden Globe.
Yeah, it was good seeing him.
And it's good to see these Marvel actors that you see for years in these superhero roles kind of get out their comfort zone and do something else.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and I would say a lot of times it's not even that it is their comfort zone because he was acting in a lot of things before Marvel. It was just that he wasn't a household name for most of us.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he was probably
right.
in certain smaller projects. So it's good to be in a Marvel movie for the standpoint of you get more visibility and more notoriety, but then it should hopefully be able to parlay into you being able to play other roles as well. It doesn't necessarily happen for everybody that way. sometimes it's the roles that you end up picking. Sometimes it's just you never know how a project is going to turn out. You may think it's going to be great, or when it doesn't turn out to be that way, or just sometimes you may want something that's something that seems fun. It's like you never really.
I think nobody gets into a role like thinking, "Oh yeah, this is going to be terrible."
Yeah, nobody does that. But there are some people who take roles, which this probably will lead into something else from one of the acceptance speeches. But a lot of times actors pick roles based off of what's just available at the time. Like before you become like a super A-lister, a lot of times you're just trying to get consistent work.
Yeah.
And until you get to a certain point, you're not. A lot of people aren't able to be picky about their roles. A lot of actors they may brag, or they may not even brag, but they'll say like, they're able to be selective in their roles. But if you look at them early on in their careers, most of them aren't that way. They're just trying to get their foot in to a certain extent. So they may take some commercials, or they may take some soap opera type of roles, or even certain smaller roles just to get in, or they'll be an extra in something. So it's like everybody has their own journey, and everybody wants to make it to that point. But yeah, so shout out to Sebastian Stan. He did that thing. So as far as Viola Davis, that's who I was going to get into. She won the Cecil B. DeMille. I'm butchering that. But very prestigious award. She won yesterday. It was awesome. The crazy thing, though, it actually wasn't televised. So I ended up watching the speech on YouTube, and it was a really, really powerful speech, really inspiring. She talked about like her childhood. She talked about, having rats in the home, coming from poverty. She spoke on a lot of things that I had found out from listening to her audiobook. I just happened to be listening to that last week, not knowing that she was even gonna win this award.
Yeah.
But
That's pretty cool.
yeah, she came from a lot, and she talked about how, like, as an artist, there's nothing there's no glory in being a starving artist, being a broke artist. He talked about that because I think there's a lot of people may see it as pride being a starving artist and stuff like that, but when you actually went through that, like someone like she did, who came from poverty and who came literally from nothing, like she went through a lot, and she'll be honest in saying, like, she had to play certain roles that it wasn't the most artistically freeing, and it wasn't the most challenging in terms of like roles that she necessarily wanted to play. But early on in her career, she's just trying to work and make a living. Like, she's literally just trying to survive as an actor, and that's not where she wanted to be, but it's just what the circumstances were at the time. So it was really inspiring to see how, like, where she came from and like where she is now. And she talked about the roles that she's been blessed to play over the years. So yeah, I definitely recommend people going back to watch that speech. I wish they were able to play it during the show, which the show itself, there were a lot of gags and jokes and things, and I think they probably wanted that to keep people interested. But I think a speech like that would have been great if they were able to show that. And it was a long show too. It was over 3 hours long, so I feel like
they could have
put it in there some way. But I don't know, the way they do with commercials and stuff. I'm not in the decision making room, but I think they still should have been able to show it. But yeah. Oh, but I did mention. I know I've been ranting a lot, but Colin Farrell, he had a really great speech too when he won for Penguin. He thanked one of the craft services people, and that was really cool. Thought that was definitely a well-deserved award. I thought that was one of the best performances I saw last year.
Did a review.
Yeah, did review the Penguin.
A lot of reviews.
A lot of reviews. Go check him out.
Yeah.
Check him out. Shout out to Penguin.
Shout out to Penguin, man.
Also, speaking of Kristen Milioti, she was nominated, but she did not win. I forgot who won in her category, but I feel like she was
should have gotten
deserving.
it. She should have.
She was deserving.
Not even being biased about it.
Yeah.
She killed that role. Like this was the role she played in Penguin was unlike anything I've ever seen her play. So yeah, I hope to see her in more stuff, and hopefully maybe she gets an Oscar. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope so.
We'll see.
I hope so. She was definitely deserving. Not saying the other who didn't win, who did win wasn't,
right.
but that was one of the best performances I've seen as well last year.
Yeah,
So,
it was cool.
so yeah.
Did we get everybody?
I mean, we got a lot of the big stuff. Animation, which not everybody's seen all the things, but it's
I
a
feel
big
like a
surprise.
lot of people still have a negative taste towards animation.
Yeah, you mean like the main, like you're talking about adults?
Adults,
Yeah.
yeah.
They see
I
it
feel
as
like-
kids.
Yeah, I feel like not everything is for. Some of the cartoons or animation or anime or whatever you want to call it
Mm-hmm.
still can be for adults too.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of mature things that be in a lot of these things, and just because it's animated doesn't make it always for kids.
That's true. That's very true.
You know, you got other cartoons like that are more mature that are doing some stuff. They're just not as vulgar as those kind of
Mm-hmm.
TV shows or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, so it's like the ones in the middle ground that are they're more mature, but they're not like inappropriate.
Yeah,
Kind of get hated on. I feel like
yeah, the middle ground.
the middle ground. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think about it in that way.
Yeah.
'Cause you do have like the stuff that's specifically for kids, that's like for little kids, and then maybe the tweens, and then you have like
yeah.
then you have like the super adult stuff, the super explicit stuff. And even then, a lot of kids watch that who probably shouldn't.
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the way I think about animation now, because it's so vast, I think of it more as a medium than a genre. So, like, even when you think about anime, you have all these different subsets of anime that are like, you have the comedic, and then you have like the romance, and you have shonen,
It's crazy. Yeah.
isekai, all the different things. But just as far as animation as a whole, it's like the medium is like, it's vast, and there's as many types of stories you can tell with animation that you can tell with live action. So it's like,
Yeah,
So-
it's like certain things, like you just can't do like that. So
Mhm. Yep. So, excuse me,
we had an announcement.
announcement. Oh, talking about the
Yeah,
yeah.
not
so-
one of us. No.
Oh, not one of us. Hell no, not one of us, but one of someone that you probably know. Yes,
And we and I didn't know. I had to fact check
yeah.
because sometimes you got to check your sources. You got
Fact
to
check
check.
your sources.
Just because it's on social media doesn't mean it's true. So
Yeah. So you
But-
did hear it from us first. Likely not.
probably not.
Probably not. By the time you see this, you probably would have heard it from a bunch of different outlets.
Right.
But they got
We're gonna.
they-
You got to talk about it.
I have to talk about it. I have to. Okay. Tom and Zendaya, they engaged, or Zendaya and Tom, as I don't know who comes first. Zendaya, Tom, Zendaya. Anywho,
Tom probably.
They're-
Go over there.
they are allegedly engaged. I don't know if I can say, for sure for legal purposes, but there is a ring on the finger.
And people gonna speculate.
Yeah, which allegedly they got engaged sometime over the Christmas holiday. Allegedly.
But I like how, Tom just kind of tries to keep, his romance with Zendaya kind of out of the public eye.
Yeah.
I did see an article where he was saying like he doesn't like to be there with Zendaya because he feels like the focus wouldn't be on her, it'd be on him or them, as a couple. So I appreciate the fact that he will kind of let his, fiance kind of just do her thing.
Yeah.
That's really respectful. So yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't want to take away from her shine.
Yeah, it shows how mature he's become.
Yeah.
You know.
That's our Spider-Man.
Gang, gang.
Gang.
But
Anywho,
we didn't even mean for that to happen.
what? Oh, that's crazy. No, we
Yeah,
did not.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I'm
yeah.
still mad about Dune though.
Yeah, Dune was. See, I think the thing with Dune is it was released so early.
That didn't make the cut.
It was released. Yeah, it was released early, but also a lot of people have been saying, which I don't know why this would be the case, but because they're planning for the next Dune or Dune Prophecy, which hasn't even been officially announced, or maybe it has. Well, that's good.
Dune Prophecy is already out.
Oh, sorry, Dune Messiah. My bad, I missed it. Dune Messiah is supposed to be the sequel to.
Still haven't watched Dune Prophecy.
Same. May need to add that to the list.
We'll get there.
So yeah, Dune Messiah is going to be the next one, and I think people are like, I've heard this that they're trying to save all the awards, the big awards for Dune Prophecy, which doesn't make sense because you don't know if that's going to be good or not. I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but it's like, why can't you judge the movie that you have off of its merits and not wait for the next one? I feel like people are always trying to wait for the next thing, and you can't appreciate the thing that you have right here.
Yeah.
And I guess that was a similar argument they made when Lord of the Rings came out, when they gave all the big awards to Return of the King. Not saying it didn't deserve it, but it was like, oh yeah, we're not gonna give the big stuff to Fellowship or Two Towers. We're gonna wait till.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
So it's
I never heard of that. I didn't hear about that.
I've heard a few podcaster and folks say it. So yeah.
All right, man. Well,
But
what else?
So as far as I have the list of awards. I don't even know if we need to
I
go
don't think so.
through everything, but the big stuff. So I don't know if we mentioned Zoe Saldana. She won. That was the award I forgot to mention. So she did win for supporting actress in Emilia Perez. Demi Moore.
Nah, you said her name wrong.
Saldana.
Saldana.
I thought I said Saldana.
I don't remember. But I remember we've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Yeah,
crazy.
A lot of us been saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. She's like, what, the third or fourth or something highest grossing actor of all time.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep. So she also Demi Moore. She won for The Substance. I've not seen that, but I've heard it was a great movie. That went up against Cynthia Erivo. So a lot of people were saying that she should have won, which I think Cynthia Erivo did a great job in Wicked.
Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of people were like, "Oh, Cynthia should have won," and which
I can't see why you guys can't. Why not you guys? But why people can't just be happy for certain people. Like I get maybe your person didn't win that you thought was gonna win, but be happy for the other person that kind of won. I feel like there's a lot of politicking, which is why I kind of stay out of
the awards conversations. I feel it.
And then a lot of awkward stuff be going down as well while you're watching it, and it's like, it's just all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
I would say with that, and even other awards, like especially when it's like actors against other actors. Excuse me. It's like I see that you're not always able to see everything, but what I often see is that people will say like, oh yeah, this person was robbed and they lost against this person, and it's like they'll be like, oh, I never saw this movie, I never even heard of this movie. So it's like, well, how do you know that wasn't deserving? Because you didn't even watch the other thing that it lost to.
Right.
But I get the feeling of like, feeling like, oh yeah, the one that you wanted to win should have won. Because I felt the same way. Because we were just talking about Kristen Miyagi. I felt like she was deserving, but I can't say that whoever did win wasn't as deserving. Even though I did feel like
Kristen did a good job.
Yeah. So
it's not just saying like Cynthia Erivo didn't do a good job. Of course,
Yeah.
I mean, it made its money.
It did.
And I feel like she knows she did a great job.
Yeah.
So.
And also with Demi Moore, she's been acting for I think she said she's been acting for 40-something years.
Yeah.
And that was her first award. I think I don't know if that's the first thing she's been nominated for, but that's the first thing that she said she's ever won.
Yeah, just be happy for her, man.
Yeah, so I'm happy for her. What else? Kieran Culkin won for A Real Pain, supporting actor. Let's see. Sebastian Stan, we already went over him. Viola Davis, the Cecil B. DeMille Award. Wicked won for cinematic and box office achievement. So a lot of people have been saying that. So when a film wins that award, that's basically saying they're not going to win the big, because it was up for best musical or comedy, but
it was comedy.
No, best musical or comedy / comedy.
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
So that they put those in the same category, even though I feel like that shouldn't be a thing. Them being just automatically grouped together. It's either put them all in with the dramas. I can see you separating comedy and drama, but then having comedy / musical plus drama doesn't really make sense, because you can have a drama that's a musical. But anywho, that's a whole, don't want to get on that too long. Oh, Flow. That won Best Animated Feature, which that went up against, The Wild Robot. That went up against Inside Out 2. So, the thing about Flow, that was an independent animated feature that it was made for not that much money, and it was just really inspirational for people that are into animation to show hey, this is something you guys can aspire to. You don't have to come from a big studio to be successful. It was a really small budget compared to all these other animated films that had hundreds of millions of dollars put into it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Even though I haven't seen it yet, but definitely would like to. Challengers that won for original score. I think that was the only thing it did win for. Zendaya was up for Best Actor. I think she was in the comedy category, or was it drama? Was it? Huh?
Wasn't that a comedy?
You said wasn't it? It was comedic. Yeah, it definitely had comedic elements. But yeah, I cannot remember if it was up for comedy or drama for that. And then what else? Of course, Shogun won for drama. Yep. Jean Smart, she won for Hacks. She was up against a lot of great actresses. Hacks is a great show. If y'all haven't seen it yet, it's due to catch season 3. And yeah, I mean, Jeremy Allen White went for The Bear again. A lot of people saying The Bear, this wasn't even its best season, but he still won up against a lot of other people that people felt were stronger in their categories. So definitely go check. I mean, I would say check out The Bear. Check out, I think Shrinking, that was nominated. Or Jason Segel, he was nominated for Shrinking.
Ah, my boy.
Yeah, I definitely want to check out Shrinking.
I gotta check it out.
Apple TV Plus was free over the weekend. Just for the weekend. That's how they get you.
Wow.
Just for the weekend. That's the thing. You can't watch everything in that time. You start something, and now you're like, man, I want to finish it.
That's what's crazy, too, about these streaming services. It's hard to catch everything as well.
It's so hard to catch everything.
And then when when they're in theaters, that's another thing. Like, you got to be strategic watching these movies, because yeah, you can wait for them to go on streaming, but you don't. Most of the times, you don't know which streaming they're gonna pop up on.
Yeah.
So you kind of gotta, I would say, just see the movie and pay the money, so they know, because that's how they know, how people perceive them.
Yeah.
Go see the movie, support the movie, and then when it does go, if you do miss something, hopefully it goes on to the streaming service that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to juggle all these streaming services.
It is.
Yeah.
Very difficult. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, there's a few other winners, but definitely check it out, the full list for you guys to look at it. But yeah, let me know what your favorites were from last year in terms of winners, and who would you have liked to see win, and let me know your predictions for the Oscars coming up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We'll probably be doing videos on the Oscars as well. So
Yep.
yeah. Happy New Year, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
I
Happy
did
New Year.
send some. I did post some stuff on the community post. But yeah, I hope everybody had a great holiday, Happy New Year, and I hope nothing but blessings for this new year. Hope God really blesses all of you. Even those people that don't believe in God. Blessings.
Yeah.
I hope you guys continue to support us. And like our content. We're gonna try to get better. It was all over the place last year, so hopefully we get a little more organized through this year. And we got some big things coming. So
Anything's popping.
yeah, we'll let you know. Just stay connected to our socials and subscribe, comment, and all that stuff, all that good stuff. But yeah, you got anything else to say?
Nothing much. I mean, you said a lot. Happy New Year's. Glad to be back.
Glad to be back, man.
New Year. Yeah, glad to be back. Glad to see everybody. And yeah, hoping for a great year. I'm believing this is going to be a great year. Definitely excited for just doing a lot of different things. A lot of great shows and movies should be coming out. And yeah, looking forward to talking about them.
And if you want to know more about us, or if you want us to do other things like on our socials, let us know in the comments. We'll definitely try to talk to you and comment back. But yeah, just let us know. Give us some feedback on all of our videos so we know what we can work on, what we can't, what's good and what's not good.
Yeah, we definitely want to improve. So if you got any feedback, that would be great.
Definitely. Well, that's all for today. I hope many blessings from our families to yours.
Yes.
Happy New Year, and keep rolling with us in 2025. All right,
y'all.
take care.
Peace. See you at the movies.